Hello. So I'm finally doing it. I know I've been hyping this up for the longest, and I never really posted a video, but here it is. Today I will be doing the Booktube Newbie tag. I've recorded this video several times and I haven't liked not one single take. This is gonna be the final take that I do, and if I don't like it, fuck it, I'm still gonna upload it. If you don't know me, my name is Vince Dixon. I am a writer, I am a reader, and here goes the Booktube Newbie tag. I don't know who originally started this tag, so you will not be credited, unfortunately. I'm finding these questions from Google, so if you have a problem, just contact one of my lawyers. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I obviously love to read, and I feel like there's not enough Black booktubers on Booktube, so I feel like I need to fill that space. And there are Black booktubers, let me correct myself. There's not enough Black men on Booktube, and I just feel like as a Black man that likes to read, why not start a Booktube channel? Why not? Why not? What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I plan on doing a series on my Booktube channel that involves simming. I haven't really ironed out the kinks yet, but essentially, let's take Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games, for instance. I'll just do a let's play, which means you'll watch me live a day in the life of Katniss Everdeen on The Sims, but it'll be like a comedic type of thing with my commentary. I haven't thought about what I'm gonna do it or when I'm gonna start it, but that's definitely something that I wanna do with the books, with iconic book characters. We'll see how it goes. What are you most excited for about this channel? I'm excited to interact with everyone on Booktube. I'm excited to get new book recommendations. I'm excited to just get my voice out there, interact with so many different people from all over the world. I'm just really excited for that. Why do you love reading? I love to read because it's like an escape from real life. Why not just dive into someone else's problems for, 8 hours and it's just an escape. It's something that I do when I feel too overwhelmed by real life. I like to go and read a really good book, honestly. That sounds so fake, but that's honestly the reason, because it provides an escape. What book or series got you into reading? I am going to say that the Twilight series is what got me into reading. I started reading Twilight when I was 15 or 16. And I really just fell in love with the world and the characters. I'm sure it had a lot to do with all of my friends saying oh my God, you have to read Twilight, it is the best book ever. And that kind of started my journey. I do plan on eventually going back to reread Twilight to see if it still holds up to my standards today. I don't think it will, but we'll see the difference between 15-year-old Vince and 28-year-old Vince. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? How do you manage to read 30 books in 1 month? I look at some of these reading wrap-ups and I'm just WTF, what the hell? What the hell am I doing with my life? And some of you are in school, working full time, and I'm just damn, I can't do that. Don't ever expect a 30 book wrap-up from me, because that's probably the amount of books I can read in a year. Honestly, I'm not a reader. I'm not a fast reader like that. I don't read fast. I read very slow. Very, very slow. My reading wrap-ups will be 4 books. Is that bad? Maybe I should consider doing something else. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Back to the question that we just answered, reading consistently. As a writer, I get so wrapped up in finishing and polishing my manuscript that when I'm really deep inside a draft, I'll kind of slack off or go to a reading slump, because at that point, I've read my book so many times, I don't want to fucking read anything else. So I think that's going to be my biggest challenge, is managing to stay consistent. So we'll see how I do. I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. When did you start reading? I've kind of always read my entire life. Since I was like 5 years old, my mom would read books to me. And every now and then I would pick up a book, but again, I didn't start taking reading seriously until high school when I read Twilight. That was just like the end of the road for me. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to read, and then I want to write, and then I want to read and write. And that's the way it's been for the past 15 years. Well, I'm 28, so I'm not 30 yet, so I would say 13 years. Where do you read? I usually like to read in bed. Before bed, I'll read like a couple of chapters and then fall asleep. I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks when I was working in the office because, you know, the commute, you would have nothing else better to do but listen to the audiobook. So I would read like listen to a lot of audiobooks. But now I've been kind of slacking off on that because I'm home, and when I'm home and listening to an audiobook, I get so distracted with whatever's going on in my house that I'm just sitting there rewinding and, you know, flipping the thing and reversing it. You know, it's ridiculous. So yes, what kind of books do you like to read? I love a messy white woman domestic thriller. Those are my auto buys. I just love a good domestic thriller. Like, I love the rich and like cattiness that these white woman domestic thrillers have. I feel like those are my go-to. Other than the domestic thrillers that I like to read, I also read a lot of YA because I am a YA author, well, aspiring YA author. And so pretty much everything that I read other than the domestic adult thrillers is YA. I read YA supernatural, YA horror, YA contempt. The only genre I really don't like too much is honestly fantasy. I know that's like a big thing in YA right now, but I've never been much of a fantasy reader. It's like, I'd rather just stay in the real world, of the grounded world, and just, you know, live in the now of today. But every now and then I will pick up a YA fantasy. If it's written by a Black author, I'm definitely more inclined to read it as opposed to a YA fantasy written by a white author. And that's no shade to white authors, it's just that you rarely ever see Black people in anything. So I'm obviously gonna pick up the book with the Black character in fantasy. Yeah. Okay, I want to thank you for watching, but before we go, there is one book that I want to shout out, The Taking of Jake Livingston. It comes out July 13th. I was lucky enough to get an arc from the author Ryan Douglas. So far, this book is amazing. I'm halfway through it and I'm loving it. Ryan really knows how to tell a story. Like, his prose is immaculate. I'm actually thinking about submitting my retirement because this book is just like so good, and Ryan is such a great writer. Quick synopsis: Jake Livingston, he can see the dead. An angry white ghost starts to destroy his life, and he is stuck trying to figure out how to stop him. It features a queer romance. I don't know the level of romance because, again, I'm only halfway through the book, but it looks like he just met this guy named Alistair, and it looks like they're gonna get it on. The synopsis is actually on the back. I should have just read that. But please pre-order this book. It's really important because when was the last time you seen a queer Black boy on the cover of a YA novel? When was the last time? My 15-year-old self would have felt so happy seeing me reflected on the cover. I mean, look at this. I kind of look like him, not really, but yeah, the Taking of Jake Livingston comes out July 13th. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and let me know what your most anticipated read of 2021 is. And also, if you know any YA novels, traditionally published or independently published, that feature a Black queer boy as the protagonist, please leave it down in the comments and let me know. I definitely will review it and purchase it. And it can be any genre at all. Thanks for watching. Bye, bitches.